Am I creating a YouTube?
Yes.
I don't think.
We don't have a YouTube.
I don't know what Callie did it on last time. Was it
Didn't you guys have it on the
I don't know.
website?
There's a website?
Callie did a podcast with someone.
Gosh, I didn't realize I actually had to do No, this is so much better than being on camera. Like, I'm scared to be on camera, but then behind the scenes, I can, like... What am I
You're
even
on
doing?
camera right now. It's rolling.
That's like the little outro. Hi, guys.
Okay.
You can edit that.
This is so disgusting. Okay, let's get started, y'all. So, what is this?
I want to be able to see myself. Right? Like, this
God,
is
I
so
know.
more comfort.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. I'm gonna close the window.
Oh,
The
shoot.
window is open?
Yes. Let's get started.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Raise Our Voices, where we talk about what's up with the world. Hi, today I'm your host, Isabella Lee, and we're joined by
Annie.
Ella.
Emily?
And today's topic is, what is climate change and how is it affecting California floods? Our first question is, what is climate change and what is backing up the claims that it exists? Does anyone want to start us off?
Sure. So climate change is like long-term effects in the weather due to like, I guess now it's like fossil fuels being burned, and yeah, so it's kind of how it's starting here.
Yeah, climate change is warming up our planet, and that's leading to a lot of drastic changes in our world. I know the ice caps are melting. We are losing a lot of our glaciers, and that's leading to rising
Sea levels.
Yes, rising sea levels.
Yeah.
And
Also, there's a problem with our ozone layer. The fact that there are holes in it, and it's not stopping most of the heat that's coming from the sun entering into the Earth's atmosphere, which is also warming up the Earth.
yes, and the burning of our fossil fuels are what are leading to these greenhouse gases flowing up into our atmosphere and creating a little bubble that's been trapping the heat inside the Earth. And, you know, that's a big part of the reason why our Earth is warming up, and we don't really have a way to cool it back down.
Also, cow farming has been a pretty big part of it. Cows produce a lot of methane, which is also a greenhouse gas. And let's just say, when it exits their body, it warms up the Earth.
Yes.
Some part of like climate change, it does come from like natural reasons, but majority of it is because of humans and our effect on the Earth.
Yeah, we are doing a pretty bad job at keeping our Earth nice and normal.
Yeah, I think most of the stuff that we do every single day, like you wouldn't expect it to hurt the Earth, but it all adds up. And
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Like, honestly, global warming is supposed to be normal, but at the speed that it's happening, that's not normal. Like, it's not supposed to be like that. Our
I know.
ancestors would not be proud.
Yes, I know a lot of scientists, I'm seeing this everywhere, but a lot of scientists are saying that if we don't do something about climate change by like 2050, which is
I saw
like
this at 2030. And I was like,
2030?
are you kidding? Yeah.
oh my
We're gonna
god.
die.
I was saying like, damn,
irreversible.
that's only like 20
Yeah.
years, but 2030, that's like 8 years. But like, if we don't start doing something about it, like, we're gonna see really bad, like, our natural disasters are gonna be so much more amplified, and that's gonna, like, if you thought the flooding in California was bad now, like, it's
you
gonna be
wait.
really bad.
Yeah. That was intro. This is gonna go downhill really fast.
No, literally. But yeah, I mean, but a lot of people are saying that, you know, as you said, climate change is kind of normal for the Earth, but at the rate it's going at, it's definitely not natural. But a lot of people are saying that, you know, climate change isn't a thing, because we've seen this throughout the years of
Yeah.
Earth, right? The Earth has been warming up, But what are backing up the claims that climate change actually exists?
Well, I think it's crazy because like climate change, like even though we're dealing with global warming, we can still see like crazy changes. Like even it gets colder sometimes and like for long periods of time, which like didn't happen before. So although like in the end it is getting warmer, we do see like drastic changes, like going back and forth from cold to hot. So that's not good either, because either way we're not prepared for that, the quick changes that we have. And also in history, like the ice age, so like coming from that, it's like crazy because it's like so cold, and now moving up here like all hot.
How did we go from the ice age where the earth was like basically all frozen to like now where almost all the ice is like, it's like gone. It's like,
Also, the fact that a lot of Arctic, that region, animals, they're going like, not extinct, they're like threatened now, or they're, what's the other one? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're just
what's
like,
the word?
yeah, what is it?
endangered.
Endangered. They're like endangered or threatened. Like, I think, like, because the fact that more and more of them are starting to get on that list, like, it kind of shows that, like, the ice is actually melting.
Yeah.
Like, they're losing their home.
They have nowhere to
Guys,
go.
polar bears.
Dude,
Oh,
did you see that video where there's like, it was just like dead grass and he was just like crawling on it, like looking for food, and he was like skinny.
So
he was like,
weak,
yeah, it was so sad.
Yeah,
and it was
no.
like just trash. Like,
Guys, this is a little gruesome, but I've heard that polar bears are literally eating each other.
Yeah, I've heard
to
that.
survive.
No.
Yeah,
that's so
like they're
sad.
eating their cubs, they're eating themselves.
Stop.
Yes.
Wait, if they keep doing that, then it's like
No, that's why they're like
really
causing
bad.
that's why
themselves
their
to
population
Yeah.
is dropping so
So
much
fast.
right now. Because they can't go to the Arctic where they usually go to like get food. So now they're starving, and they don't want to starve to death. So what's like the closest food source, you know?
Yeah.
Themselves, like their own population.
Also, like, animals from, like, if you're at the equator and you would usually live in the equator and the earth is like heating up, the animals are moving like to colder places, so they're all moving like up or down, right? And then that's causing those animals to keep moving, so then they're just gonna run out of space. Yeah, and there go all the animals.
There goes all the animals.
We're doomed.
Like, how do we prevent this? Like, we can't really like stop it completely, you know, but we can like slow it down. Like, it's so bad already. Like, how can we like fix it?
That's a topic a lot of scientists are learning about.
But I think like one thing is like cars. Like, that's a lot, right? Like the gas.
No, yeah.
But that's why like electric
In the
cars.
Tesla.
Yeah.
As
And
we
in the
speak.
Tesla.
We are in the Tesla, by the way.
Wait, that was the perfect choice for today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, shout out, my car's a hybrid, so I'm helping.
Be sustainable, guys. Be sustainable.
Yeah.
No, but like, guys, if you search it up, like, transportation, they're the main cause of greenhouse gases. Like, compared to everything else, the gases emitted from gas cars, because there's so many gas cars around the world.
Yeah.
It's like in almost every part of Earth, right, where humans live, and it's a big part
Aren't they
of
like
the greenhouse gases.
Didn't they create like a rule that like starting in like 2030 or something, like they're not selling any more gas
Oh, yeah,
cars?
I heard that.
Wait, really?
I heard that, yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like, you
when,
can
but,
still
like,
drive it, but they're not selling new vehicles
Yeah.
anymore. So they're just waiting for all these vehicles to, like, die.
all new cars are like
They're all going to be at least hybrids.
Yeah.
Or
Do you
electric,
think
full.
gas prices are gonna be like more then, so they can like prevent people from buying?
I think so.
probably.
Oh my god.
I don't think
Oh,
they're
wait,
going to go up that
Is
much,
there
though.
an actual thing?
According to news on Harvard EDU, last month, this was said back in September 9th, 2022. So last month, California regulators passed rules banning the sale of new gas-powered cars by 2035.
Okay.
A move hailed as a significant victory in the fight against climate change.
Okay, but if they said that it's like starting 2030, climate change is irreversible, and then 2035, doesn't that seem a little late? Maybe we might want to
Fix the
push that
timeline
up.
a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe stop it this year.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the cars you have right
It's
now.
like they're trying to make changes, but it's all too late. Like, we
Yeah.
need to start now, not in like 10 years
No, we should
from
have started
now.
10 years ago.
True,
Yeah.
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 I think that everybody, like, they have this mentality that they're like, well, just me as a person, I can't make a change in like what I use. But if every single person like starts thinking like that, then nothing's gonna happen.
Like, if you have a car that eats gas, like, if you're driving a big truck around, like, maybe rethink that.
Okay.
Oh,
she's
we're, like, targeting
gonna,
someone?
her car is gonna be like one of those trucks, so she's gonna
Okay.
be. Ella, you're the cause.
Okay. Bye, guys.
I'm kidding.
I know a lot of people that got big trucks like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, it's not a big truck.
But like,
It's a small truck, guys.
I'm talking about the big ones that you can hear from like
There's
3
only
miles
4
away.
seats.
Oh. I'll get out of here.
Gotta go.
Okay. No, I saw this video of a woman getting interviewed, and it's so sad. She said that.
why are you laughing? Like, it's so sad. Like, dude.
No, she was saying that like she just got her house renovated, and then because of the flooding, a mudslide like destroyed her house.
Oh.
Dude.
Like it
Imagine.
was so I was like, oh my god. Like, can you imagine that?
sucks.
You
Like-
just got your whole house
like, you
renovated,
Spent
and then
so much money
No,
to get your
yeah.
house like, you know,
Yeah.
renovated.
Renovated. Renovated.
How do you
New
say
word.
it?
Renovated.
Renovated. Wait, I don't know why I thought there was like a renovated.
Renovated.
no.
Renovated.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I got it.
Yeah, but it was so sad. I was like, damn. But
I want to get my bathroom renovated.
Okay.
I
See if we can figure out what renovated means first.
just stop talking. Okay,
Renovated.
let's transition into our next question. Okay, so when was the last time California flooded, and how severe was it?
So it was like really recently, like December, like late December, like December 30, around there, to like late January. So like a full month, like freaking flooding.
Of
Yeah.
2022.
Yes.
Yeah.
Into
To 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually like there was over 20 fatalities. So many people got evacuated from their house, lost power. It was really bad. But it wasn't like near us, so I feel like we don't have like a good idea of like what happened because
Isn't it fatalities?
Yeah, I was saying that too. I was like, wait, fatalities?
I literally
Fatalities. It's fatalities.
no, that's literally one of the words that people pronounce differently. You can't tell me.
What?
Dude, Abby and I literally looked at each
Yes. Hold up.
other.
No, don't even talk to me.
I was like,
Uh-uh.
Is this contagious? Or you guys just like can't pronounce words anymore?
This is the word I'm saying. Fatalities.
Fatality.
You guys look at each other like,
I swear. When was the last time California flooded, and how severe was it?
So before the most recent floods, which were 2022 leading into 2023,
Yes.
the most recent before that was 1978.
Mm.
So it doesn't happen too often here in California, but since I think the last time it did happen, California's gone into like an extreme drought. So big changes right there.
All the water, boom,
It
in
just like
1978.
disappeared after
And then
that.
after that, for what? What was that? 50 years?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Why
Or
am I
no,
convinced
there was
that was like
something.
20 years?
And then they're like, replenish.
Let's move on to what happened in this most recent flooding and what are researchers saying caused it. So the most recent flooding, like you guys said before, happened in December of 2022 to January of 2023, and it's when nine atmospheric rivers, that's crazy, which are long narrow sections of the atmosphere that carry water vapor, traveled over California and poured hell down on Cali. And it was crazy because it did a lot of damage to people's lives, structures around California, like
a lot of like farmlands. I think that's why some
Oh, that's
yeah.
probably why. Because, like, the farming lands are, like...
But that's just
destroyed.
California.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, but yeah, so California flooding, 9 atmospheric rivers traveled across California, completely devastated central and I believe northern California. We live in Southern California, so luckily we weren't
We're all good.
super affected by it.
It was just a
but
lot of rain.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of rain, a lot of wind,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of bad school days. Our school
Yes.
is
It's
Yeah.
not ready for the rain.
A lot of
It's all
people walking
outdoor.
into classrooms just so tense and
Yeah.
tough.
God.
Like, yeah.
our school is mainly outdoors, so it was
Yeah.
really bad
Terrible.
walking to our classes.
Not a
So
puddle.
traumatic,
Like-
but I'm telling you, it's bad.
Cali kids right here. But
Outdoor schools.
in the places that were affected, according to PBS, storms were blamed for at least 20 deaths, and damages were estimated to exceed $1 billion.
Damn.
That is crazy. And more than 1,400 rescues happened, which is crazy on top of the 20 deaths. And there were a lot of geographic changes or geographic damages, like mudslides. There were a lot of mudslides. There were sinkholes. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Those are scary. Like,
They
I didn't
are
hear
scary.
about that.
No, there were sinkholes on
oh,
like
because the ground can't take all the water, so just like.
boom. Yeah, it was. If you look at some pictures on roads
Oh.
literally collapsed, and then there's just like a big hole and like a car in it, and it's like, oh my god, like it was crazy.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, there was power outages too.
Yeah.
I know it got super
Even
bad because
we
it was not only
faced power
raining,
outage.
but it was during like the dead of winter.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
it's
like freezing.
Freezing cold.
So just no heater, no
No,
anything.
yeah,
That's
it was really bad. And I saw that a lot of the people that were affected by the flooding of their houses, like some of them were lucky enough to have relatives that were nearby to like take them in, but I know there was also a couple that didn't have anywhere else
Yeah,
to go.
and the hard thing is like if it's that bad, you can't even escape because everywhere around you is also flooding. Like, where are you supposed to go?
Oh yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of nonprofits that like the governments were reaching out to try to get them to like house these homeless people because you know they don't got their houses
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere for them to go. So there's a lot of shelters for people, and I really wonder how they managed to sustain that, you know. But that's a whole different.
like just imagine like going to your house like after like the flooding's over and just seeing like everything ruined. Like the amount of money you have to pay to like fix everything, like furniture, like
So yeah, according to Biden, he talked about this, and he said that some structures will take years to rebuild, and they are trying to make an effort to rebuild them better, in efforts to kind of cushion any future catastrophes that happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hopefully they keep to their word.
Yeah, let's see.
Don't do it too late. Again.
Several thousand homes became inhabitable. A lot of people became homeless. I wonder though, maybe someone can search this up. What happened to the homeless? Because, you know, there's a lot of. What are you
I'm drinking
doing?
my drink.
What are you doing?
Slurping up the strawberries.
Some stuff was saying that they were just handing out like rain gear and just like they still had to live in the same places that they did.
Whoa.
And it says that like a few people were killed because like the weather was so bad that trees would fall like on their homes because like they live in tents and stuff. But yeah, it doesn't say that they really like. For some places, they just handed out like gear to help them out, but didn't give them a place to stay.
So, did we talk about what researchers said caused our most recent flooding?
I think it was just the atmospheric rivers. That was like the bulk of it. And also I feel like just because California is like predicted to have flooding like every once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
but like I think this one came earlier than it was supposed to. Yeah.
Like what, 50 years that we
This
said?
one came a lot earlier.
We were definitely not prepared for it then.
No.
Do you think we're gonna see this more often, like earlier
Probably.
and earlier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I think
Yeah.
just natural disasters in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because earthquakes have been happening more frequently.
Scary.
Last year's wildfires were kind of getting out of hand.
That was.
Yeah.
Wait,
Ooh.
was it last year or it was like 2
Or it
years
was like
ago?
it was something.
It was
yeah.
like
I
crazy.
think it was
like
last year.
wildfires,
It was
like,
between
back and
quarantine and now.
I think
That's
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
ago.
2 years maybe.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, we
I
have
got
a
evacuated.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I live in like the Chino State
Oh, I
Park.
remember. I was right at the line.
Yeah, I got evacuated
Because
right away.
we had everything packed and we were ready to go, but they didn't tell us.
It went
to
like
leave.
right to the
Really?
border of
Yeah.
like our house right there.
Yeah, we live around a hill that's like it's got a lot of bushes.
Yeah,
Like,
Chino
a lot
Hills is really dry too.
What?
It's so dry, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was living in like Roland, and I remember like I had to close my window because like ash would come in. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, the
Oh,
ash
did
was
you?
dude, it
just
was
like
so
yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
We couldn't open our windows or anything. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, the second you step out, it was just like you
yeah.
did not want to breathe.
And you would open like the weather app, and it would be like bad air quality or something,
Mhm.
and then you'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this talk about wildfire transitions us to our next and final question. What is the future of California flooding, and what are the future preparations for it? I know that a lot of people are saying that because this flooding and like these storms happen, I don't know if it's probably like this around this other state, but from what I'm seeing around us, a lot of our grasses, like plants and everything, are growing again. It's getting a lot greener, and that's scary because, you know, the more grass and like plants there are, the more material and like fuel there is to burn later when the state gets hotter and like the sun beats down and when it's wildfire season. Like,
Yeah, so basically like at the state park by my house, so when it rains a lot, there's like this thing, it's called like, well, I don't know the technical name, but we call it fire fuel, and it's really pretty looking, but they're basically these flowers that catch on fire so fast, and they're like, there's so many of them right now because of the recent flooding. So now when it becomes fire season, then
Is it?
it's gonna be burning a lot.
Is it those like yellow
Yeah,
flowers?
the tall
Oh,
yellow
yeah.
flowers.
Dude, my dad
yeah.
was talking about this with me earlier. He was like, yeah, that hill right there, like a lot of people go because it's so pretty, like all the flowers.
Yeah, I can't get out of my
But
house.
yeah, and they said it was gonna be so crowded, like where we live. So.
Yeah, so what you're saying is
Yeah.
like just giving it more
Yes.
stuff to burn.
because it's mid-February right now, and it's already getting super hot.
Mhm.
So I know like probably by the end of this month we're gonna start seeing a lot of the vegetation that's been growing getting like the water cooked out of them.
Yes.
And
Dude.
so that means by like summer we're gonna see hella wildfires, or we might see hella wildfires, because it's gonna get so hot and the sun's gonna cook up, you know, the plants, and then
Like
Wildfires.
last Tuesday, it was like 80 degrees
Yeah.
already.
And then
It
it
was
was freezing like
crazy.
I know.
yesterday.
Yeah.
like
It's gonna be
what?
cold for the rest of this week too.
Mhm.
But it's not gonna stay cold for long.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want the fire, or I don't want the heat to come.
No.
I like the weather as it is right now.
Yeah.
But you know.
Okay, back on topic.
Yeah. So, future of California flooding. I know that scientists are predicting that there's going to be a mega storm happening soon. And these megastorms occur about once every 150 years. But because of climate change, they will be intensified, which is scary.
Yeah.
So, if you thought the flooding was bad now, it's going to get super bad in the future.
I'd like to say that hopefully because we know it's coming we can prepare, but I just don't think that's how we work.
Yeah.
That's what you would think. You would expect us to be like getting ready for it now, but I don't know.
I mean, I think that's just like, we're just human, you know? And a lot of people are just like, I'm just gonna live life how it is right now. We'll worry about like tomorrow when it comes. And I think that's also why like climate change is so hard to fix or like to reverse, because everyone's like, oh, like I'll make these changes, but my life is already this way. Like I already drive a gas car. I don't want to
yeah.
take my time to get another
Yes.
car. I already like, I don't know, use hairspray every day, so I'm just gonna keep using like aerosols. And like, even though that does contribute to like global warming. It's part of my lifestyle, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Or like cooking with like gas stoves. It's just
You really gotta put out like state regulations, like
yeah.
regulations, just like, because you can't rely on the average person to make these changes. So like we gotta, I feel like reaching out and making more changes on like the government level is gonna be what really determines whether or not we can help climate change.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like some people, like, they have like a kind of an idea of what's going on, but they really don't even know enough to like stop anything. So they need like the actual like government to take action before, because they don't even know what's going on right now.
yeah, I mean, we don't even know that much.
Yeah, exactly.
We're only probably in this video, we're only touching on the very tip of the iceberg, but there's probably so much more information, stuff like I lost my train of thought. But yeah, there's probably so much more surface to explore under what we're just touching on right now. But at least I think we're getting ourselves informed about the situation, and then hopefully our future actions will be based on what we've learned in this talk.
Yep.
But Biden was talking about how they will be making preparations in the future. Like they'll be rebuilding the structures, but they'll also be rebuilding them to improve them, to prevent future damages
So that it doesn't happen
if this happens again, right?
But like my question is like, why didn't we do this before? Like the last major flood, like why didn't we?
I think the government honestly just focuses their attention and money on like
Now problems.
now problems, and
Not
they don't
later.
really think about the future too much.
Yeah, and it's also because it's so far away. I know the last flood that happened before this probably, or when did it happen again?
About like 40 years ago.
40 years ago? Yeah, like around like 40,
And they
50 years ago.
didn't expect it to be this bad.
And really like the in-between between the last flooding and the most recent flooding, it's such a lengthy span that you can't really make preparations for it, because then it'll just jeopardize like the now, you know. So like our dams, for example, we can't build more dams, because that's just money being wasted for something that only happens every like 50 to 100 years. Right? So because of that, when this rainfall came, they didn't really have much to support like all the rain that was coming, if you know what I mean, because they couldn't, you know. If they made preparations, that's just wasting money on stuff that won't be used for like years. Yeah. It's just a waste of money. And also our whole drought problem is also like a big factor in that. I know I saw something, I think it was, they can't leave the dams half full in preparation for catching more rainwater because we're in a drought, you know. I can definitely look that up again, but if you guys want to talk about something while I search that up. But
like it's gonna help them in the long run. Like when it actually happens, like they're gonna need to spend like a lot more money to like fix everything. But then we could have like spent money now in order to like prevent it.
I think there's just so many things that we need money for, honestly. Like, and just focusing on the stuff that is current, because they don't want to think about the future until it comes.
And also we don't know what's gonna happen like later on. Like COVID was sorry, that's really off topic, but like it was a big shock. Like no one knew that was coming, and then it made such a big impact on everyone's lives.
And who knows, like the research could always be changing. Like they say it happens every 100 years, and then what if
it happened like 40, 50 years, and then the next one's like really early.
200 or like 200 years, so then like why even get ready for it?
Thank you for tuning in to us talking about climate change and how it's been affecting California floods. Today it went from bright out, like super sunny, sun in my eyes, to now it's like almost nighttime. Like that was crazy. That was a really good talk though. I feel like it was really meaningful, and it really, I learned a lot of new things from this.
I learned so much more from talking about it.
So it was really fun. But we also want to just say that we're only high schoolers, so we don't know everything about this topic, and we encourage you guys to go do your own research and make sure that you kind of know what's going on in our world, you know?
I mean, I feel like we learned a lot from just talking about it with each other. So
Oh
hopefully
my
you guys
God,
learned
yes.
stuff too from us.
Yeah.
Just like you formed your own ideas based off of what we just said.
Yeah, I think one lesson that I learned is don't be a Ella. Don't get a big truck.
And on that note, bye guys.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Okay, it's actually like kind of cold
Thank you for
outside.
really? Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in our next talk.
Bye.
Bye.